You know, I can't count how many times I've heard somebody smugly say, I don't learn from books, or I don't learn from videos. I go to a school and I learn from a teacher. Well, hey, you know what? As somebody who teaches martial arts, I appreciate that you're learning from teachers. Here's the thing though, you should be learning from books and videos too. Every jiu-jitsu guy that I have met has learned a lot of his moves by researching other fighters, watching YouTube, and by buying books, because there's a lot of them out there. And when we look at, say, I don't know, Evan Tanner, who, you know, rest in peace, made it to the top of the UFC back in the day, he learned jiu-jitsu from the Gracie study at home tapes. He didn't have a school to go to. He learned it on his own with a friend in his garage. What about HEMA? We have nothing but books. When I sword fight, I learned from Richard, who learned how to sword fight. But then after I learned what I learned from Richard, I went and got a book and went and found how guys from 500-600 years ago were talking about these things, because these guys were fighting with swords under real circumstances that we don't encounter anymore. Why wouldn't I learn from a book? What about things that don't come up in class too often? Right? Guys like Rory Miller and Mark McYoung have all of these books that discuss things that go beyond what gets practiced on the mat. Why wouldn't you learn from a book? What I am saying is not that you should learn only from books. It is not to say that you should learn primarily from books or videos. What I am saying is that they are valuable aids to expand your practice. Yes, you should absolutely have a base. In fact, every example that I listed, people had teachers first. Even the guy that I learned how to sword fight from, he learned from a guy who knew how to sword fight first. Literally spent 20 plus years just getting the shit beat out of him with a sword until he figured it out. Maybe not the best teacher, but a damn good sword fighter. He learned, and then he went to the books. You have to have a foundation first. I'm not saying that you can't have a foundation. A foundation is important. Build the foundation. You can never, ever replace a teacher with books and videos. I don't care how much you want to. In fact, that is one of the reasons why I abhor online testing, while I still think that video and text are perfectly fine learning materials. You cannot replace a teacher's eye. You cannot replace the experience of somebody who's walked that path before you. Those are not replaceable things. That's one of the reasons why I don't really hide things from you guys. It doesn't matter how much I tell you, I'm never going to work myself out of a job. So I'm not worried about that, because you can't replace experience with text or with video. But I think that it is important to be able to document things. I think it is very, very important to be able to document things, because maybe you want to leave a legacy behind. Maybe you feel that what you have done throughout your journeys has value, and you want to leave that legacy behind so that people can reference it after you're gone. It's exactly what Marazzo did in the case of my HEMA book. He wrote that book to his son. It was a legacy thing. I think that's okay. I don't think there's any problem at all with learning from books. I think the problem comes in when somebody goes, I've never done anything before, so I'm going to pick up a book and learn how to do it from a book. You're going to miss a lot of details. You're going to miss a lot of nuances. You do need that foundation first. But even if you just had a crappy foundation going to, a health club where they did karate classes on the weekend and it wasn't very high quality and you never did any sparring, you're still going to learn stances, you're still going to learn punches, you're going to learn a little bit of something that can help you kickstart in on that journey. And beyond that, you can do exactly what the HEMA community has done. As soon as you get your hands on some additional source material, you test it out, you drill it until you can make it functional in the drill. And then you pressurize it. You make it more functional by doing resistive drills and by doing sparring. and you take it through those steps. Yes, you may not have a teacher for the thing there anymore, but if you have a basis and you have a process, you can get through those things. I don't care where you learned a skill from. If you can do a skill, you can do a skill. And at some point, you need to own the skill. At some point, you are no longer practicing the skill of your teacher, you are practicing your skill. You have to take possession of your skill. So I have no problem with you learning from books. What I have a problem with is you thinking that you can pick up a book and become a master through going through a book. That's not going to happen. But we have to be clear about that. Learning from books and videos is a fine thing. Have a foundation, have a process. And if you don't, go find somebody who can help you with that first, then go back to the books. All right, I'm done ranting. I will talk to you guys later. Good journey.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, give the dog a bone. You can follow us on our other social media accounts, and if you really like us, you can head over to Amazon and buy a shirt. You can also go over to Gumroad and purchase some of our instructional courses. All of the links will be provided and also on our website. If you happen to be in the Phoenix area, we would love to meet you. Come drop in for a class, even just to chat. And if you're looking for a new home, we would be happy to have you. So until next time, good journey.